You know, I don't have a small penis. I'm not a bottom. I can be submissive, but not always.
Yeah. Hey guys, I am Davey Wavy and I'm here with gay porn star Ray Dexter. We are on set filming for Himeros.tv. You're always a pleasure to work with. Super professional, obviously very sexy. We've had a lot of conversations about porn, about your career, about representation in porn. And I'm curious, like as a gay Asian porn star, do you feel like there's a lot of representation of Asian men in gay porn?
Personally, in my opinion, no. I do feel like Asians are underrepresented. It might not be as complex as I'm making it, but like in my opinion, it is. A lot of Asians, they feel like design work is like taboo, or like, you know, we're always put on a pedestal of like supposed to get a good education, go off and be a lawyer, a doctor, engineer, or something, and this is not something that is in our realm.
What I often hear is that there's this like stereotype of like a lack of desirability for gay men, and like obviously that's not true. Like you blow that out of the water. Like you have more Twitter followers than anyone here combined. Where does that come from, like the lack of representation?
I think they feel like they don't belong in this industry. Fetishization plays a role in it, because like a lot of, you know, Asian men have the problem of being fetishized, especially in the gay community.
Right. So why would you want to go into an industry if you're just going to be fetishized and not like acknowledged as a complete human being?
Right.
It becomes kind of like a cycle of like, well, if you don't see gay Asian men in porn, then like that gives the impression to gay Asian men that like, oh, this isn't a place for us.
Right.
So like a lack of representation like breeds more lack of representation.
Right. Porn industry has been very much, you know, dominated by white people, and then slowly trickling in like black folks and then Latinx folks, but then Asians have been the slowest to grow.
There's also a slew of stereotypes about like gay Asian men in general. Do you feel like that is something that like you have to navigate as a performer?
Yes. When it comes to like the Asian male body, the most typical stereotype is Asian men are, you know, they have small penises.
Yeah.
That's the most common one.
Right.
Asian men are more submissive. Asian men are usually seen as like the bottom. You know, I don't have a small penis. I'm not a bottom. I can be submissive, but not always.
Yeah, you turn those stereotypes on their head. I always say, like, I'm a very stereotypical gay man. Like, I was a cheerleader, my voice is what it is, like, I talk with my hands. Like, I am a walking stereotype. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's like our job on this planet to be whoever we are. And I happen to be a very stereotypical gay man. But it just so happens that like a lot of these stereotypes, you flip on their head. Like you have an enormous penis and you top, and it's just like people's expectations then kind of get shattered, and it I think like gives people a more, you know, complex perspective, and like not putting everyone in a single box, you know?
Yeah, I do attribute like all of like my attributes to my success. It's like I started on Tumblr, I started, you know, just posting my dick, and I was just like, I was posting with like a neck down at first, so like people just took my word that I was Asian. Like nobody actually like really, I guess, could like confirm that I was Asian. Not to say that I'm like the first Asian with a big dick. Like they were never mainstream, but you know, they were out there. But I feel like I'm the first one to like really like put myself out there and like say I'm here, I belong here, and I'm gonna make, you know, I'm gonna make this my thing.
Hey guys, Davey Wavy here. In honor of Black Friday, we are doing something that we've never done before. We are doing a 40% sale off of any membership level on Himeros.tv. All you have to do is go to Himeros.tv/40 and you can snag whatever membership level you would like, and you'll have instant access to hundreds of videos, 20,000 minutes of content, including our newest release, which is how to have multiple orgasms. If you thought one was great, just wait till you have many. Check it out at Himeros.tv/40. A lot of the porn that you make is for your OnlyFans. And so like, is that an opportunity for you to kind of like reclaim how like you show yourself, rather than like doing what we're doing here today, which is like, you're kind of handing the control over to someone else. Like you kind of have to trust that like, we're gonna do a good job. Hopefully we do. But like, that's gotta be kind of scary. Like that's a lot, right?
Everything that I do for my OnlyFans, it's like, it has a withhold to like my brand and my image. I mean, my penis has been my brand for the last, you know, 7 years. You know, whenever
my penis is my brand. Can you get a bumper sticker that says
my penis? I know, right? But it's always been the focus of like, I'm the Asian kid with the big penis. Why is it so shocking for like an Asian kid having? It's like, oh my god, but it's—
Wait, the stereotype is wrong?
Yeah, like you would think that people would get past those stereotypes. It's really ingrained in them.
Yeah.
they see it and they're like, oh my god, like this can't be real, like.
Like, how do we change this lack of representation? Because like, as a porn producer, I don't want this to be my excuse, but it's always, well, when we try to cast like more diverse like groupings of men, like it's really hard to find like Asian gay porn stars. And like, that's not a valid excuse, because it's like, well, look harder, you know,
Right.
like you have to try harder, and maybe you have to look in places that you don't typically look, and work in different ways. Are there things that can be done to kind of get more Asian men in this industry, do you think?
With the rise of the fan sites, not just Asian men, like in general, it's been liberating for anybody who wants to get into sex work. You know, you
Right.
see people that you just wouldn't have ever thought about like trying to do like sex work, and then they get into OnlyFans and they show their true selves, and
they're like extremely successful.
yeah, and they become really successful.
Among like mainstream studios, there's this like expectation of like what a model needs to look like. And then what we see on OnlyFans is like, there's a whole market for every expression of like human being that there is. If you're just showing a hung white guy with an 8-pack, it's hard for people to be attracted to what they don't see. And so it's kind of
Right.
also like a self-perpetuating like cycle.
There's a path for everybody to go down.
Yeah.
Anybody can do this. It's not just the hung white guy with an 8-pack.
Well, I'm so glad that you're here with us today, and I'm so glad that you're doing
I'm happy
what you're
to be
doing
here.
And I'm glad that you're chatting with us on YouTube. So if people want to find more of you, where can they get you?
Well, you can all find me on Twitter at Ray Dexter XXX, OnlyFans.com/Ray Dexter XXX.
And of course, you can find Ray on Himeros.tv as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, more to come.